Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for an episode of Westbridge Hills. Alright, we got what's going on today. If you recall from the previous episode, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. We harvested this field and laid the straw down, so now we need to go ahead and bale that straw. And here's a little interesting little note. If you look at the top right hand screen, or top right hand corner of the screen, you'll notice that I have $90,000. I haven't sold anything. What actually happened was, apparently, we're actually making some money from our cows, which is pretty cool. So we have 13,000 liters of milk. So actually, they seem to produce quite a bit of milk, a lot more than I anticipated. Let's just go to the information here. So this, I guess, this is how much money we make from the cows, something around that area, because we didn't, because I guess we sold something the other day. But that just gives you an idea of how much we're actually making from the cows. So that's not too bad. A little bit of extra money every single time is fine by me. Also, someone pointed out the fact that I turned the missions off. That's why this board doesn't do anything. That's the reason why. Because I guess the reason why I thought about that is because what used to happen is, maybe I'll just turn them on and see what happens. Plant growth, fast, no missions. I have withering off at the moment, for whatever reason. What am I looking for? Missions. Mission frequency. I don't know if it makes a difference or not. Yeah, I turned withering off, I think because I was, I don't know why. I'll just leave it off for the time being. It doesn't make a difference really, either way. Let's just fast forward time. I don't know if it's fast, if it's in real time or not. I think it's in real time. Anyways, let's go ahead and grab the T8 and grab the baler here. Yeah, so that's why I didn't get missions last time around. It's kind of funny. Alright, let's grab the New Holland baler. It still surprises me that this tractor can't connect to every single trailer. That's kind of annoying, actually, if you think about it, because it kind of makes the tractor slightly more useless, which is not what you really want from a tractor. You want it to be as useful as possible. Anyways, it's funny, I started watching Jim's Drayton Farm series, and it was kind of funny because he mentioned the fact that you really do need to be careful about horsepower requirements and whatnot now, which I thought was kind of funny. If I do this, and set the width up to, let's bring up this, how wide is that? I want to say it's 10 meters. How big is the header on here? 10.5. So what I'm going to try to do is, I'm going to try to set it so it's the same as the, lower the pickup, turn it on. I'm going to try and set it so it's the same as the combine and see if that makes a difference or not. See, someone was saying increase the cruise control speed. So right now my cruise control speed is set to 52 kilometers an hour, but as you can see, I'm only moving at 18, so it only goes as fast as it can. There's not much you can do, not much else you can do about it. You can only go as fast as the implement will allow. Let's get a grass bale for whatever reason, or a hay bale. Bale. Anyways, let me go through some of the comments from episode number 4, I guess. I'm going backwards. I should have gone the other way around, but whatever. Oh no. Lucky Gaming says, nice vid. Thanks. Farming 20 says, at the grain mill by field 38 and 34 and by the telephone booth. I'm not sure what that, I guess they're trying to talk about the, let's just see if this works. Is it going to work the way I think it's going to work? It's a bit off. Is it going to pick that up? No, I didn't think so. It's easier just to do this way, I suppose. Which field did he say? 33, 38, and 34. So 38 is 38 and 34. There are no 38 and 34. Maybe that was on a different one. Nope. I don't know what they're talking about then. Oh well. What else do we got here? Texas Long Haul says, I think they need to make it more realistic, because let me give me a second here. I'll turn around first. and then I'll finish that comment. There we go. Alright, so he was saying that I think they made it more realistic because you can't use a low horsepower tractor to pull a big implement like you could before. Very true. That's really a nice change that they made, in my opinion. Really like that one. Farming 20 asks, since I pre-ordered Farming Simulator 2015, do I need to buy the DLC? There are no DLCs for the game at the moment. So I guess they're referring to about the Titanium pack. Basically, most of the implements that were in the Titanium pack are in this now. Like, for example, this map is technically from the Titanium pack, but it's now part of Farming Simulator 15. Also, the Vaderstadt pack is part of this as well, to a certain extent. Admiral Aspen says the GPS mod is available. As you can see, I'm using the GPS mod now, so I know it's available, and it's a fantastic mod. I really like it, personally. I use it for lots of silly things like following a windrow. I don't really need to. Also, there's another mod that Admiral Aspen mentions is called the keyboard steer map or mod. Basically, what it does is when you turn the wheels to the left or to the right, your vision will do this and this depending on where you're turning. So if I turn to the left, it would do this. If I turn to the right, it'll do this. And then when I back up, it'll automatically switch it to the backup view. So it's kind of a cool mod. I haven't checked it out yet. As far as I understand, I think there was a conflict with something. Who was playing with it? David Olfi was using it, I think, and he had a conflict with that, and I think it was the Inspector mod is the problem he ran into, at least. So I believe that was the problem he ran into, was with the Inspector mod. So we'll see how that goes. It's funny, the path I created is just a wee bit off in terms of where the actual windrow is versus where the combine went. It's kind of funny, actually. Joshua says, I see that when you drive, you leave tracks in the dirt. Yes, this is true. This is one of the things they included in this game standard. So as you can see, we have little marks from when we were driving. So because we're following the windrow, it leaves little marks from our tractor, which is kind of cool. Jeff says, awesome video. Glad you like it, Jeff. Paul mentions that there's Courseplay 4.0 beta out. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I know it's out. I'm just going to wait a little bit for it to stabilize before I pick it up, because picking up a beta copy or beta of anything is always a bit interesting. And right now it's not a big deal because there's not much going on in the farm at the moment, so I really don't need to have more Courseplay at the moment. And we only have 2 tractors, so there's only so much we can do at this particular time. Daniel says I should do a series on the Bjornholm map, or a Scandinavian map. I don't know, there aren't many maps out right now. They're slowly coming out, and a lot of them are just, unfortunately, remakes of Bjornholm. Haven't seen anything that crazy as of yet. What else we got here? We got Magnus says I should get a power washer to wash my vehicles. I could. As I mentioned to him in the comments, they'll just get dirty again, and the rain cleans them, so when it rains, that's when they'll get clean. I don't, it doesn't bother me when the vehicles are dirty. I think it looks cool, so I'll just leave it the way it is. Some people, of course, will feel differently, and that's fine. If you want to wash your vehicles in your game, you go ahead. I'm not going to. Well, probably not very often, at least, if I do it. What else we got here? Zimmy Flip says he's got to the point where he's playing Farming Simulator 13 and Farming Simulator 15. I guess just to stabilize, because right now there are tons and tons and tons of mods out for FS13, but for FS15, they are slowly but surely coming out, which is understandable. It's a relatively new game, and that's the reason why. There are not that many mods, and because the system for the graphics and the particle system are all different. That's also the reason why there aren't that many mods out for it yet. So converting mods, while it is possible, it's not necessarily easy. It's actually a bit of a pain, just because the way the system works. So like I mentioned last episode, in terms of the dirt textures, the exhaust textures, inside the way it looks is also different. Like all that stuff factors in. So time for a sip of coffee. But yeah, because all those changes have been made, those are the things you need to be careful about. I wonder, one thing I have to remember is that, sorry, this is a random little sidetrack. The job board does include things for dropping off grain and grain transporting missions as well, as far as I know. So it's a possibility that I could do some of those and maybe make some extra cash. I don't know if you make extra cash by doing the great demand, or by great demands, yes you do, but by doing the missions, I'm not sure how much extra money you make. So that'll be something that will be interesting to check out. That's for sure. It's funny, I do like this baler. This is kind of a cool looking baler. I don't know, I forget how big the bales are. I think they're like 4,000 liters, roughly. Yeah, 4,000 liters, which isn't too bad. It's funny, I was thinking about this the other day. I was actually thinking about converting the McHale wrapper over to FS15, but I don't know how easy it would be. Mainly because there aren't any square bell wrappers, and that's always annoying. There aren't many in general in FS13. Oh, cool! I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, let's see if I can show it. So if you watch just above the wheel wells there, oh, I'll have to show it on the other side. Give me a second here. All right, so watch right in the wheel well right there. You'll see the little. You'll see the, I don't know what you'd call it. It's the, there it goes. The little arm that I think what it does is it, I don't know, I'm not sure what that one's about, but usually a lot of other balers, that type of little motion is, it does the wrap, does the oh my goodness, binder twine, I guess is what I'm thinking of. I don't know if that one, I'm not sure exactly what that does in there. Let me just stop and show you what I'm talking about. What am I looking at? So see this little part right here? So see you got the two wheel wells here, and then you have like, looks like those are teeth, and they go up and come back down. I didn't notice that before. I'm not exactly sure what that does. No, it's not obvious from this view. It does do something, as I'm sure you're aware. I'm just not sure what. So, that's kind of cool. Because I think on older balers, I think that type of thing wraps the binder twine around the bale, although I'm not sure what it does in this scenario. Oh well. That is pretty cool, though. I have to admit that. Anyways, getting back to what I was talking about, the McHale bale wrapper, I was thinking about converting that over to FS15. I'm just not sure how that would work out. I don't know. See, the problem is I don't know. I know like enough. I know like some about modding, but not necessarily enough to be able to do stuff like that. Like I could probably convert it over, but it would probably just be a mess. Like that Kenworth that I converted over. This guy right here is a mess. It works ish, and I could probably fiddle around with it more and get it to work properly, but I'm not that worried about it, to be honest with you. I just wanted to see if it was possible or how hard it was. It's doable. Converting it over and getting it to function in the game is not necessarily the hard part. The hard part is getting the textures and everything to line up, and the exhaust. Well, for me, it was the exhaust was a problem. I didn't know how to fix that. So, lots of little things. I was talking to David Oldfield about doing that, and he was saying it's not necessarily what you know, it's but who you know in this scenario. So if you know somebody who knows more about modding than you can ask them questions about, well, how do I do this? How do I do this? And that type of thing. So that's what he was referring to, and it's very true. So in his case, he's part of the OEB modding team, so he could ask the people who have been modding for a long time questions about how do I fix this, how do you do this, and this sort of ideas. So in his case, it makes a lot of sense. Well, it makes more sense than in my case because I can't ask everybody everything. I can go on the forums and look to see what people have said in the forums. However, those that does not always elicit the best answers, unfortunately, so what can you do? Another comment from the previous episode was James. He says, can you have your face cam on? I can, it's possible. I just choose not to a lot of the time because, I don't know, it's not necessary, I suppose. I suppose if I were streaming, I would probably have it on more, but whenever I have the face cam on, there inevitably is going to be, can you move it, no matter where it is, so I put it on for the first episode and the last episode, usually of a series, and then that's it. During the actual series itself, I don't have it on, just because it's not necessary, like I said. But some people like it, some people don't, so some people like it because they like seeing the facial expression or talking into the camera, whatever it happens to be, that type of thing. But other people think it's distracting, so I don't know. I don't mind doing it for first and last episodes, but I think that's where I'll leave it for the time being. It makes those particular episodes quote-unquote special, I suppose. Whereas if it were on all the time, it would just become normal and then not very interesting, I suppose. Alright. How much do we have left? 1, 2, 3. Not too bad. Not too much, I should say. Yeah, there's a reason why I use the GPS mod. Just lining up alone was pretty terrible, so. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying Farming Simulator 2015. I have played it quite a bit actually in the last little while. Whenever I've got a free moment to play it, I have been playing it. And I think I've heard a couple other people saying something along the same lines. I think it was Landy Kid said the same thing. He was saying he's dropped a few hours into it already. I don't know. I don't keep track of how many hours it is, but suffice it to say, it's been a fair amount of time. I actually haven't really played much Minecraft in that time either, which is kind of comical. Because normally what I would do is I would alternate between Minecraft and Farm Sim, but at the moment it's been just Farm Sim. And that's mainly because, of course, the game has just been released, so everyone's really excited about the game. Also, as a little side note, Dirt Hebbers has finally released his very first episode of his series for FS15. Extremely happy about that. So he went a completely different route than anybody else, which is awesome. So he went the storyline approach. And I don't know many other people who play Farming Simulator who go down the storyline route, but he went down that route, which is really cool. So he actually created a character. His name is Hans. And what he did is he actually made a map. I think he was live streaming making the map. And what he did was he created a map that was primarily, or pretty much all of the map, was just trees. And what he has to do in the map is he has to cut down all the trees first before you can start farming, which is kind of cool. I wouldn't want to do that personally. I don't like logging that much in this game. And the other funny thing is he made, where is it? See those trees over there, the oak trees and the maple trees? He basically made all of them that, as opposed to pine trees, which would have been a heck of a lot easier. But that's the way it is. I thought that was really cool, and he actually did a character voice for the whole episode too, which is, I couldn't imagine. Well, I don't know if I could do that. I'm not sure if I'd be able to build a storyline, first of all, and second of all, maintaining a voice throughout the whole, like a particular type of voice throughout a whole episode is not easy. I've done it before, not for Farming Simulator, but for other reasons. I've maintained a voice for whatever, for something. I think I was reading a story to kids when I was in teachers college, and I was using different voices for different characters, I guess. And that's when I was changing my voice, but to do that for 30 or 20 minutes would be fairly difficult. Well, for me at least. Maybe not for everybody, but for me it would be. I'm not a voice actor or anything like that, so doing something like that, I imagine, for me would be difficult. But he did that. Dirt Hebbers did that, and I thought that was really awesome. So he created a storyline, and he talked about, like, interestingly enough, like the way he set it up was, He has got Google Glasses, and their TV station approached him, and the TV station said, "We want to record what you're doing here." He went like the full 9 yards, which is really cool. I really enjoyed it, at least. And it's a very different approach, and I have to hand it to Dirtebers being able to do something like that, because he hasn't. Well, he used to do storyline back in the past, like when he played on Duke's map, I guess, from Duke Farming. When he played on that map, he actually had a storyline. However, he didn't stay in character the whole time. What he would do is he would phase in and out of the character. So he would be like, talk about his wife or whatever in character. Then he would just say, and then he would basically just say, "Okay, I'm out of character now," and then he would just go on and talk the way he normally would. However, in this one, he basically maintained the voice throughout the whole episode, which is pretty awesome. And this is kind of random, having this random piece of on the grass here. Anyways, but really cool. And I think Grey Gamer has a map. I think it might be the same map as Dirtebers. I'm not 100% on that. But I believe Grey Gamer has a specific map that was made by Dirtebers for him, where it's a map where it's got trees all over the place, and he has to cut down the trees before he can start farming and all that jazz. Not my style. I don't mind logging, but it's not something I'd like to record just because I don't know. For me, it doesn't. It's always, I don't know. I recorded a couple episodes of just logging, and I don't mind doing it. It's just I don't think, I don't like recording it. Like if it's necessary. So for example, let me give you a situation here. So let's say I'm like, hey, I don't like this tree right here. I would be like, or let's say my hard worker keeps getting caught in the tree. I'd be like, let's get rid of this tree. Bang. Yeah, then I would totally do it in a series. But if I'm like, hey, let's do logging for the sake of logging, no. As I've mentioned before, I do have I have already recorded, it may have already be up by this point, I'm sure it will be actually. I recorded a logging only couple episodes. I did a couple episodes on Bjorn Home that are only logging. And I don't know, it's not going to be a long series, I just know that's for sure. I'll definitely keep the map and just mess around with it every now and then when I don't feel like baling straw or whatever, but yeah, it's just one of those situations where I don't know, it's just one of those things that for me it doesn't do it for me, I guess is the way I would describe it. But for some people, they really, really enjoy the logging. I guess Dirtebers does, because otherwise, why else would you make a whole map? Oh my goodness. Otherwise, why else would you make a whole map dedicated to? Well, it's not dedicated to logging, but a large portion of what he's going to be doing is going to be about logging, and that would be off-camera stuff as well, I suppose. And if they were all pines, that would be one thing, but they're definitely not. They're definitely like a combination like poplars, maple, and oak. Don't think that would be very exciting for me. Alright, last pass, thankfully. We're at the 23-minute mark. Didn't honestly expect to be bailing the whole episode, but that's fine, I guess. It's weird how you have to turn the baler off to unload. Doesn't make any sense. Let's lift up the pickup, lift up the back there, close this, and let's go put the baler away. Yeah, I don't know. I was really impressed with it. I tip my hat at him, that's for sure. To Dirtebers, of course, because I don't think that's something I would be able to do. I tried it once and I showed my girlfriend and she was like, ah, that's just weird, don't do that, Ian. I guess that's the way I approached it. And that's probably why I haven't done it since, but I think it was even on Smithfield map. I showed her a couple little snippets and she was like, maybe not. But Dirtebers did a really good job, so congratulations, Dirtebers. I doubt he watches, but he's a busy guy. He doesn't have any extra time, so if he did watch, I would be... yeah, I'm not even gonna... I just know he doesn't. Oh, that's where I left it. I know he doesn't, so I don't need to get my hopes up, so to speak. No. Busy people have busy things to do, and that doesn't include watching YouTube videos. Especially if you have kids, for example. I'm fairly certain that Dirt Turbos doesn't have kids, and if he does, he has never mentioned it before, and that's, you know, that's fine. Not everybody wants to talk about their kids when they record videos. I don't have kids, so I don't have to talk about them. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Like I said, Dirt Turbos did a really great job. I tip my hat at thee, as I mentioned before, and I look forward to future episodes from what he does. I know actually Craft Farms actually stepped in and commented on the episode. I left a comment on the episode, and Craft Farms stepped in and said, good job as well. So, actually, you know what I will do? Maybe I'll just grab these. This is kind of cheaty, and I know that. No, I don't want the hay bales. I want the straw bales. There we go. I just want to stack them. Actually, no, I don't want to do this. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to stack them otherwise. Anyways, I guess I'll stop it there for now, folks. This is me just going on a random tangent now. That's it for me for today. Yeah. Ooh, wow. That's it for me for today, folks. Have a great day. My name is Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.